Hello everyone. Today we will focusing on the numerical on solvent extraction. Okay. So instead of wasting time on writing or complete a question on the board, I just read the question and finding all the given values and note it on the board. So our question is on extraction of soybean oil seeds. Extraction of soybean oil seeds. Okay. So soybean oil seeds containing 100 grams of insoluble solids, okay, and 10 grams of oil get contacted with 200 grams of organic solvents. Means the weight of your seed is 100 grams, oil content in your seed is 10 grams, and the weight of solvent or the quantity of solvent used to carry out solvent extraction is 200 grams. Then the operation is carried out in a single stage leaching, means there is no repetitive leaching is carried out. Once the solvent is get contacted with your seed and after a single extraction how much amount of oil is get extracted, this will be your final quantity. There is no repetitive leaching operation is carried out. So this is a single stage leaching operation. Then the solvent used is fresh. The solvent is not a recycled, it is a fresh. The solvent used is fresh. Then what we need to find, determine the amount of oil left in the oil seeds after leaching. So after once you complete the leaching operation, how much amount of oil till left into your oil cake, that we will need to find here. The equilibrium data can be expressed as capital N equals to minus 4y plus 4y plus 8. This is the one equilibrium equation is given, where capital N equals to gram insoluble upon gram solvent plus gram oil. Y and X is again the amount of oil present in your solution in underflow and oil present in solution in overflow, and a tie line data is given in terms of Y and X. The values are like 0.26, 28, 31 and 34, and the value of X 0.02, 04, 06 and 08. Each and everything I will cover in detail. Before that, we just go through the given things. So first thing, numerical of soybean oil extraction. So what is given? First is organic solvent, that is quantity of organic solvent used. Denoted by capital A, 200 grams. Second thing is your feed solids or your soybean oil seeds, denoted by capital B, that is 100 grams, or it is also known as insoluble solids. Third thing given is quantity of oil present in your solids, denoted by capital C, that is 10 grams. These are the basic things which is given. Then one another equation is there, that is equilibrium equation is given. Capital N equals to minus 4y plus 8. This is our equation which is useful to find out all the values after your graph, once you find the graphical values. Okay. These are the things which are available, and next thing what you need to find, amount of oil left in your oil cake after extraction. I just write it in short, oil left in oil cake. Just understand, this we need to find. These are the basic things, and which is useful to find out all the values and to solve our numerical. Okay, let's move towards on the solution of our numerical. So solution. Before starting the solution, I just focusing on another parameter, that is our solution is divided into 4 different parts, or our numerical will be solved in 4 different parts. First part is calculating feed solids. Second part is calculating feed solvent. Third part is balancing your means solution balance and solute balance you need to find. And the last part of your numerical is graphical values. There is a need to use the graph. With the help of graphical values, we are able to comes to our final value. Okay. So with these 4 stages, we are able to solve our numerical very easily. So the first thing is our feed solid. So we are focusing on feed solid. Here we are finding 2 different values. First thing is your capital NF, and second thing is your Y0. These are the 2 things. Sorry. First thing is your capital NF and second thing is your YF. This F for used for your feed. So all your calculations, there is one assumption. Most important assumption is there. Assumption is there, that is all the calculations are carried out on B-free basis. Must consider one thing, all the calculations are carried out on B-free basis. Later I will explain why the calculations are carried out on B-free basis. And basically when you go through just the given things, you are having 3 different values of A, B and C. A is your organic solvent, B is your solute, B is your feed, that is solid seeds, and C is your solute, means oil contained in your seed. And our calculations are carried out on B-free basis, means we are never using value of B in your denominator content. Okay. So NF means feed, solute fraction means we are talking about feed. Feed means B upon A plus C. If we are calculating things on complete values, when we consider the complete values, then here B should be present. B is also there, means we are calculating like this, A plus B plus C, and out of your complete mixture we are calculating the value of B, that is weight fraction of your insoluble solids present in your mixture. But we are finding all the values on B-free basis, that's why there is we are not considering the value of B in denominator. Now B is your okay, and write here again A, B, C. Value of A, organic solvent 200 grams, weight of seeds 100 grams, and oil content is 10 grams. Okay. So B is your 100 by A is your 200. Okay, weight. There is a one small change. That is 100 by 10, and 10 is the value of your NF. How? Why we put 0 in terms instead of A value is 200. Why we used 0? Because we are calculating only feed solids. Means we are not considering the solvent, contact of solvent with your solids. We are just calculating the values only for your feed solids. There is no word for solvent. So that's why your solvent is completely 0. But till your seed contains 10 gram of oil, that's why we put the value of oil C as a 10 and calculating NF as a 10. Then second thing, YF. YF means oil content in your mixture. Simple. C upon A plus C again. YF means fraction of oil content in your mixture. NF means fraction of insoluble material content in your mixture. So NF gives 10 and YF C upon A plus C. Again we are talking about feed. Feed contains 10 gram of oil. We are talking about feed. Feed contains 0 gram of solvent, and again 10 gram of oil is there. So it is 10 by 10, 1. So we are getting these two values after your feed solids. Now we will move towards second thing, that is feed solvent. As our numerical is carried out in 4 stages, first stage is completed about feed solid. We are moving towards feed solvent now. Again the similar thing, we are calculating like fraction denoted by RO, fraction of insoluble material present in your mixture of solvent. Now about feed solid, solid means soybean seeds, everything is calculated. Now we are focusing on our solvent. So again our solvent is fresh, there is no amount of insoluble material present in our solvent, so B becomes 0, and once your numerator is 0, value becomes 0. But till we solve our A become 200. Why 200? Because we are calculating things for our solvent, feed solvent. Again, how much amount of oil present in our solvent? 0. Why 0? Because our solvent is fresh. Now second thing, we are finding XO. XO means again the oil fraction, weight fraction of oil contained in your solution. Why we are not considering A plus B plus C? We are neglecting B because all the calculations are carried out on B free basis. That's why there is no such a value of B in your denominator. So again C, it becomes 0 because our solvent we use the fresh solvent, so that's why C is 0. Again A is your 200 and C becomes 0. Again it is 0. So these we are getting these two values. So what are the various values we are getting? From feed solids we are getting NF as a 10. Second thing, we are getting YF as 1. Next we are getting RO. From feed solvent we are getting RO as a 0. Next we are getting XO from again feed solvent, that is 0. So we are having these 4 different values with us. Okay. This is all about first 2 parts of your numerical, that is feed solid and feed solvent is over now. Now we will move towards our third part of numerical, that is solution balance and solute balance. Solution balance and solute balance. So again first one, solution balance. How we get the solution? There are 3 different things. We have A, B and C. A means solvent, B means our soybean oil seeds, and C is our oil contained in seed. So when we mix all these 3 things, we get the solution. So that's why our solution become capital F. We represent our solution capital F plus RO equals to M1. M1 is your mixture. So what is our capital F here? RO here and M1 here. Capital F is our feed. Capital F is our feed, means soybean seeds. RO present our solvent, and M1 is our mixture. So how can we find the value of F? F is finded as A plus C. F is finded as A plus C. Again it is finded as A plus C. And M1 is our F plus R0, which is already shown. Why A plus C here? F. When we talk about feed, how much amount of solvent present in our feed? 0. but it contains oil, so it is 10. It becomes 10. Okay. Now moving towards RO means your you are talking about your solvent, so it is 200 plus again how much amount of oil it contains, 0, so the value is complete 200. Now what is the value of your M1 equals to F plus R0, 10 plus 200, the value of your M1 is 210. How it is calculated actually? So first thing, no need to getting confused here. First thing, F equals to A plus C. Why A plus C? There is no word, there is no alphabet like B. All the calculations are carried out on B free basis. So this shows our feed solids. This is our F, shows our feed solids, means how much amount of solvent is present in your feed, initial feed, that is 0 solvent. This shows our feed solid, means amount of solvent is 0, that's why A equals to 0, but oil content is 10, the value will become 10. Now the next thing shows us our feed solvent. We are talking about solvent, our mixture, how we get the mixture. Soybean oil seeds plus solvent gives us mixture, and in our soybean oil seeds become initial mixture, that is insoluble solid material plus oil is there, but there is no solvent, that's why we put 0 in terms of A. Now RO equals to again A plus C, because calculations are carried out on B free basis. Next thing, we are getting solvent plus oil again, this is solvent plus oil, that's why solvent is complete here 200 grams, but our solvent is fresh, there is no percentage of oil or 0 oil is present, that's why it is 200. So here 0 oil plus 0 insoluble matters is there, means there is nothing from seed. Okay, and the mixture is the mixture of feed plus solvent, that is 210. Now let's move on the solute balance. This is our first thing. We will move on solute balance. The solute balance is calculated in terms of in your feed solid, that is how much amount of solute is contained in your feed solid, we need to find it. So solute balance gives us a point in your graph, that is M1. This is point, we need to plot on graph. I will discuss later about what is M1 and how can you find it. And for plotting M1, we need the values of YM1 and NM1. We need these two values to plot your M1 on graph. YM1 and NM1. Okay. So let's move on. Again the same type of mixture is used, that is F plus RO equals to M1, but we are talking about solute balance of our feed solid, solute balance of our feed solids. Okay, feed solid. So capital F into YF is there, we are already calculated YF. We are talking about solute, means oil contained in your feed, that's why YF, plus RO means your solvent, into XO, again how much amount of oil present in your solvent. Okay, now M1 into YM1. This YM1 shows the amount of oil present in your mixture, that's why we multiplied it by YM1. So to calculate the value of YM1, directly this divided by M1, that is capital F into YF plus RO into XO upon M1. Okay, I will solve it here. So YM1 equals to capital F, value of F is 10, This is the value of your f that is used. Value of f is 10 into value of yf. Yf is 1. We are getting from feed solids, plus this is actually into, plus RO. RO is again 200 into XO. XO is 0 upon M1. Instead of M1, we already have the value of M1, that is 210. This is the value of M1. So 210. So y M1 equals to, this will become completely 0, 10, 10 by 210, and when you solve it, 10 by 210, it becomes 0.048, approximate, we say that it is 0.05. So we are getting one another value, that is y M1 0.05. Okay. So in the similar manner, where just like YM1, what it indicates YM1, the solute content, the amount of solute content in your feed solids. When you finding, if you want to find NM1, that is the solute content in your feed solvent, a similar kind of balance you need to calculate, and you are getting the value of NM1. The value of NM1. A similar type of calculation is carried out. This is our same mixture is followed to find out the NM1, and a similar kind of calculations is carried out. We are getting the value of NM1 is 0.5. So again, from solute balance you are getting the first value of YM1, second value of NM1. That is NM1 equals to 0.5. Approximate, it becomes approx value again, but we consider it 0.8. It may be around 0.49 or 0.48, somewhat like that. Okay. So here we complete the third part of our solution. Let's move on the last part. Before moving on the last part, I want to draw one graph, a basic graph. It's difficult to draw the as it is graph by using a graphical paper, but we'll try. Fourth step of your numerical, that is graph and finding the final values. Okay. Now we have all these values with us. These 6 different values will help us to plotting the points on graph. So okay. I need some more space, that's why I wrote it. Now it will be more easier for me. This is your 1 point. I indicate it 0, 0. initially before starting your graph, we just need to go through the values. We are plotting the values of n on vertical axis and small x and y on horizontal axis. So we are having some tie line data. I will come to it later, what is tie line data, and before that I just want to draw a basic box. This is your another point of your 10 and 1. 10 and 1. I just write the values initially instead of getting too much confused. 0 0 0 0 10 and 1. Okay, and n is on vertical axis and while small x and y on horizontal axis. So the data of x and y given is small y and x. Small y is, that is tie line data, which is already present in numerical, 0.26, 0.28, 0.31 and 0.34. These are the 4 different values, and the data of small x 0.02, 0.04, somewhat symmetrical data, 0.06 and 0.08. These are the 4 values of small x and y, and this x and y get plotted on the horizontal x-axis and capital N is plotted on your vertical axis. Now we will draw one tie line. Okay. Okay, this is your tie line. So how you get these 2 points? Initially just x and y axis is nominated, like small x and y on horizontal axis and capital N on vertical axis. So after that, starting from 0, this is r0 and x0. These are the values 0 and 0. That is r0 and x0 means this is the point of your, this is point which indicates your solvent feed point. 0 0 values, these two values, this is your solvent feed point. Means when you used fresh solvent, what are the values of r0 and x0? It will become 0 0, and this is your solid feed point. When your feed is just entered, what are the values? That is NF, capital N. This is the value of NF. This is 10. So this is the value of 10 NF, and second one is YF. YF is YF is 1. So this is the value of your 1.0. Okay, so that's why you getting this point 10 on vertical and 1 on horizontal axis, and this is your starting point of 0 0. Okay, now just focus on the x-axis, horizontal axis. We need to plot these two values on a single axis. So that's why initially we just have to find a symmetrical thing between them, because these all the values of x, that is 0.02, 0.04, 0.06 and 0.08 are lesser than your 0.1. So it will be are lesser than your 0.1. So the selection criteria for your scale is very important here. So that's why we are using 2 units of your graphical paper. Somewhat just consider this is your first unit, this is your second unit. 2 units equals to 0.1. So you can easily plot all those 4 values below your 0.1. So that's why this is your 0.1, again 2 units, this is your 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, these like up to, there is no need to go beyond 0.4, but we'll plot 0.5 and it will goes up to 1.0. Okay, so the selection of scale plays a very important role to plot all the points here. Okay, now vertical scale is not that much important because only one thing is there, that is capital N. So I directly show that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somewhere. 1. Okay. So this is the basic thing of your graphical calculation, and this is your tie line. What it exactly represents? Tie line is the line which shows the concentration of your oil in solvent. Means a mixture of concentration of your mixture, that is solvent plus oil, in underflow and overflow both, and the concentration of your oil in solvent in underflow and concentration of oil in solvent in overflow, both the concentration becomes same, but the value becomes 0. This tie line shows the same concentration of your oil plus solvent, but the values or quantity of oil is different. Means in underflow, if the oil is 10 and solvent is 100, then in overflow the oil will become 20 and your solvent is again same 100. So that's why this is the difference between underflow and overflow. This is actually a difference between a quantity of your oil present in your mixture. It is shown by tie line. Okay, now let's moving on. We just need to plot the points now, that is 0.02, 04, 06 and 08 on x-axis. So 0.02 become the first point like that. This is your first point, 0.02. This is your next point, 0.04. This is your next point, 0.06, and this is your last point of x, that is 0.08. So these are the values like x1, x2, x3 and x4. These are the 4 values of 4. Similarly, you need to plot the values of your y, that is 0.26, 28, 31 and 34. Okay. Wait for a while. Okay, before that we need to calculate the value of capital N, which is, I just forget to find it. Capital N is find it as 6.92. How it is calculated, I will be explained later, but this is the value of N, that is 6.92, and this is around somewhat, sorry, I just made a correction here, so I make it 8 and I make it like this is your 6 somewhat. Okay, so 6.92 and I am getting 6.92, and approximately we consider it a 7. So this is the somewhat here it is 7, and finding the values of y. So these all values of y get finding on the 7. No need to bother about this value 6.92. I will describe it later how it comes. Okay. First of all, just focus on your numerical and the graphical stages. So y 0.26, 28, 319, 34. Similarly, just like x values, you need to find the y values. 0.25 is somewhat here. So I am considering that, getting the values 0.25. This is my y1, 0.26, 28, 319, 34 means they are quite closer to each other. So these are the four values, y1, y2, y3 and y4, and I just draw them. Before that I just draw them and get connected parallelly. Before that I will find the point M1. How I can find the point M1? With the help of this ym1 and nm1. Okay, ym1 means this is it shows the y also. So ym1, value of ym1 is 0.05, somewhat like center of that. So 0.05, right, denoted with red. And nm1 is here, and m1 is 0.5. So this is the 0.5, and x2 is what, 0.04, and x3 is 0.06, means this is your 0.05, that is ym1. So just draw the lines. Horizontal and vertical line shows your point M1. So this is your point. This is your point M1. Okay, this is the actual mixture, which shows how much amount of oil is present in your feed and how much amount of oil is present in your solvent. This is your point M1. Okay, this plays an important role to find the values. Now let's join all the graphical values, and so this y1 become, we join this. Difficult to draw a straight lines. This is y2 will join, x2 join to y2, x3 to y3, and okay. These all four lines are not straight drawn by me, but when you solve in your graph pages, in your graph book, please draw it just like a parallel lines, just like these lines, a straight lines with your x and y. So to finding the value of x1 and y1, we are getting the value of x1 and y1 from here. That is, this is your M1 point. Consider the line which is very close to your point M1. Consider the line which is very close to your point M1 to finding the value of x1 and y1. So the close line is this. Okay, so that's why and how where it cut your tie line, that is the value of x. So this is the value of x1. How can I find the value of x1 here? How can I find it? out of these 4 lines, you need to consider the first, the line which is closer to point M1. First of all, find the line which is closer to point M1, and after that find the straight line which joined the points x1 and y1 where it cut your tie line. This is your tie line, and where it cut, draw a small vertical line, small vertical downward line on horizontal axis, and you can find your x1 value. And I think x1 I am getting from graphical is somewhat 0.03 sorry, 0.03 I am getting when you actually solve in your graph book. Then second thing, similarly the same axis cut your line of n and draw one another vertical line. Okay, and here what I am getting somewhat like 0.25, but the actual value of this y1 according to the graph book is 0.27. So you are getting somewhat nearer values of these 0.03 and 0.27. There will be a strong chances that your second axis may closer to your M1 point, because it's difficult to draw and represent all the things on board. So that's why from this graphical representation my first axis is more closer to point M1. That's why I consider it. But there are strong chances that you are getting your second axis more closer to point M1. So consider your second axis to calculate finding the values of x1 and y1. Okay. Now let's move on the last part of your numerical. I need to rub it completely. Okay, so n equals to 6.92. Just a minute, I will check it is given or how it is finding. Okay, simply this value is calculated from the equation. You just need to put the value of y, different 4 values, and you are getting 4 different values of your n, and the average of all these 4 values, it becomes 6.92. How? Our equation is, where is our equation? Equation is n equals to minus 4y plus 8. So minus 4y, y is your 0.26 plus 8. When you solve it, you are getting some like 6.90. Then you put y as a 0.28, then y as a 0.31, and you are getting 4 different values. And these values are like somewhat 968876, 96887664, like that. Means these are the 4 values you are getting. Okay, now just average it divided by 4, and you are getting the value of 6.92. That's why the n value is finding like that. Okay. Okay, moving towards the very last part of our numerical. So this, and what it actually indicates, 6.92 grams of insoluble material per gram of solution, means this how much amount of grams of insoluble material in present in per gram of solution. Solution of what? Solution of solvent plus oil. A mixture of 1 gram, simply a single 1 gram of solvent plus oil contains 6.92 grams of solid materials. This is your solid or insoluble materials. Okay, that is what represented by your N. Then the next thing, our insoluble feed is our 100 grams. So underflowing feeds. Okay, I forget to explain the concept of underflow and overflow. Let's have a look, a very basic look, a very basic thing. Just consider this is your vessel. This is your vessel. Initially you just put all the seeds. These all are your seeds. These all are your soybean seeds, which contains small amount of oil in it. This is your soybean seeds plus oil. Oil is already present in your seeds, and after that, this is your first inlet. This is your second inlet. Second inlet of what? Second inlet of your solvent. And solvent get contacted with your seeds completely. What it represents? This is your solvent. What it represents? This is the initial situation or initial condition. After that, as time goes on, after 1 hour, half hour, 1.5 hour, then the leaching operation starts and it will extract the oil from your seeds, and it will form one new layer. This is again a mixture. This is again somewhat like mixture. Okay, this is the case after your leaching, and this is the case indicated with bluing, initial case or before your leaching. So it shows your underflow and it shows your overflow. Means this is what your solvent plus means these all are seeds here, seeds plus solvent. This is your underflow, seeds plus solvent, plus some amount of oil is there, and this is your overflow, only contains oil plus solvent. Okay, this is the basic concept of underflow and overflow. So this is your overflow and this is your underflow. Okay. Now that's why our feed contains 100 grams of seeds. Then in underflow, the weight of seeds become similar because insoluble solids. It is again 100 grams. Now amount of leached solid material containing solution in grams, means after leaching, how much solid material present in your solution. Solution of what? Solution of your oil and solvent after leaching. That is calculated as capital E1, and you have one value 6.92. It shows the amount of solids or insoluble material present in your 1 gram of solution. That's why how much amount of insoluble material present in your 100 grams of solution? 6.92, and it shows around 14.45 grams. Now this is the value of your E1. This is the value of your E1, and directly you can calculate. Lastly, you can calculate amount of oil left in your oil cake. When you get the cake after extraction, amount of oil left in your cake is denoted by E1 and Y1. E1 is your 14.45 into Y1 is your 0.27. So I think the approx value of is 3.9. 3.9. So 3.9 grams of oil is still left after your single leaching operation in your oil cake. So similarly, when you find it in terms of percentage of oil left equals to 3.9 upon total gram of oil present in our seeds, that is 10 gram, it is 39%. Similarly, you can find out how much amount of oil is extracted in solvent. That is 10 minus 3.9, 10 minus 4, 6.1 is extracted, and similarly again percentage of oil extracted is 6.1 by 10 into 100, that is 61%. So our final answer is oil left in your oil cake is 3.9 grams or 39%. This is our final answer. Okay. So this is all about our numerical on solvent extraction of your soybean oil seeds, and these are all different steps and various steps by which we are calculating the values, and with the help of graph also. So I think this is all about your numerical. Thank you.